okay? So interact with us on our socials and give us a call, as well ask your question, of course, or chime into the conversation of the day. But like I said, by the end of the day, let's get to understand then what are these red flags and what do we do with them, okay? So Evaline, very quickly, let me come to you and then I'll come back to Njeri in terms of the lessons that she learned from that relationship. And there's red flags and yeah, what you learned about yourself, number one, as Njeri, and what values, that you hold. But very quickly, Evaline, in terms of this red flag. So like we said, again, it's different for different people. We can't just say that, we have this one thing, but again, like things like, for example, what we talked about, abuse, all those things, narcissism, all of those. Yeah, those ones are common. So then the question is, then what do we do? Like, what do you do once you notice these red flags, right? What do you do?
The first thing is walk out.
Okay.
Yeah, walk out. I think because it's more safer, because once you notice them, and these are things that you can't change, because you're not there to change anyone, walk out. Give them time.
All right. Or the ones that you can't absolutely not. This is a no-no for me.
This is a no-go.
I hear you.
Yeah, give them time to evaluate themselves. Talk to them. Tell them why you're walking out. I'm walking out because of A, B, C. I can do this. I'll give you time. You recollect yourself, seek help, look for a counselor, work on let them work on themselves first.
Okay.
That's why I'm saying walk out.
All right.
The second one, you can get them help, but don't do it yourself. Don't put the project on yourself.
On you, yeah. Okay.
Get them help from somewhere else.
All right. Compromise, where does compromise then come, and to what extent can you compromise?
Compromise comes to the extent where you find that this is something I can work with. I'm looking for a better explanation of something easy. Let's say, for instance, like
for example, what cheating, which I think we see that a lot.
For cheating,
to what extent can you compromise, and should you first of all just compromise?
In case of cheating, to some point there's no compromise.
There's no compromise.
Okay.
All right.
To some point,
anger
there's
issues, or like, for example, Brian talked about insecurities, and I think we all have our own insecurities, really, right? So to what extent then can you compromise as far as insecurities are concerned? Or for example, if this person has like anger issues, right? Can you compromise? Can you not to what extent? Like some of these things that we consider, maybe I can try to live with.
On insecurities, there are some that you can't compromise, like anger. Anger is something that comes from within. There are some that maybe you can, like Brian said, you can lean a bit, like affirm them.
Understand
when it comes to love.
Comes from.
Affirm them. Maybe at times these insecurities come from
past traumas, maybe.
Not even past traumas, maybe childhood. So this person is not used to being loved, is not used to showing affection. So they've come to a relationship and they want you to affirm them that I'm here, I love you. It's not because they don't trust you, but it's because in their life maybe they've never experienced that kind of thing. So you'll gauge them. You'll gauge them and see, or if you can't gauge it, look for someone who can. Like a counselor, and tell them, I don't understand, let's go see someone so that we can know where the problem is. And if it's something that needs affirmation, maybe you can give it.
All right.
Okay.
So understand their insecurities, understand their story, their triggers, understand this person, and then you make the decision whether you can live with them or you can't.
Also, understanding their background is very important.
It's very important as well. What if this person is not up front? Those type of people who they just don't share, and it's not like they don't trust you or they don't like you or they just can't, in as much as they try, in as much as you push the information out, they just can't share. So for this kind of you're shaking your head.
I'm shaking my head because I'm just like, if you can't share and we're dating, will you share when we're married?
That's a red flag in itself.
That's a red flag in itself.
Okay, all right. Now, so Njeri, for you, what did this experience teach you as an individual, as far as your values, what is important to you, what your needs are? What did you learn from this?
For me personally, I'd say, you know, we are not the same. You know, we are not. What I believe in or what I want or how I want to behave is not the same way you will behave. Absolutely. Or you will act. Yeah. You know, simply because I want, when I come home from work, I want to tell you how my day was. It's not the same way you want to talk to me about it, you know. So I understood that we are different. Everyone is different. So there's a way we cope with things. You know, for me personally, I'd say, you know, because I talk a lot, because I'll tell you what I want, I'll tell you what happened to my friend, and also expect you to do the same. But sometimes there are people who are not like that, you know, they don't want to talk, they don't want that conversation, you know. And it made me understand that, well, Jerry, this is who you are, but also understand that this other person is this way. Are you willing to accept them the way they are, or are you going to try and change them? You know, people are different. Yeah.
All right. So that is what you learned. What did you learn about yourself?
About me, well, it's not really a good thing, you know. I really, you know, I really try to, not being nosy. I wouldn't call it being nosy, but I want to know a lot, you know.
You're very
maybe even sometimes I escape the boundaries. You know, sometimes you've put maybe your boundaries, and I want to know, you know, what are you doing? Where are you? It's, you know, and sometimes these are things you don't want to share. There are things people don't want to share. Even if you're in a relationship, I don't want to share them with you, you know. So it's good to understand that their boundaries, respect them.
Respect,
you know,
the boundaries.
I am learning to respect those boundaries.
I like that. I really, really like that. Because sometimes, I mean, it's like, see, we love each other. See, we're in a relationship. So sometimes boundary can be very, you know, very elusive for so many people that this person might be choking, you know, but you're just thinking, but I'm choking you with love. No, you're not.
Yeah, true. And you know, we all have different boundaries also. Right? What is your boundary might not be mine.
Exactly, exactly. Okay. Simon, for you, again, so based on your very many stories, okay, there aren't that many, but really, from your experiences and the fact that you're very upfront in terms of, listen, this is who I am, this is what makes me me, this is what is important to me in a relationship. What have you learned from these past experiences that you've had? Number one, about relationships in general, and then about yourself.
Primarily, what I usually like starting from is realizing that every single one of my exes are my choices. That's the first thing.
You chose them.
I chose, yes. Every single one of them are my choices. So, okay, I can start seeing who am I based on the choices that I have made.
Yes.
So now, when you actually now start realizing that, even if maybe, yes, I had my heart broken on one scenario, and then I realized, why did that scenario even changed me up? Even I would even say that heartbreak is what led me to actually now open my mindset and realize that this is what led me to like having that mindset of like being very holding someone accountable, is that I was not hurt by, they say, the betrayal of like cheating, for example. I was not hurt by that. What I was hurt for was like the words of like, I don't need you in my life.
Ooh.
Now that hurts.
Ooh, yeah, that hurts.
Yeah, yes. Now, and you're at a point of need in which I can actually help.
Yes.
That's not what it was in that scenario. Not necessarily that that did not. I noticed that did not hurt me as much. But I was like, oh, that really hurt. So then that's what made me realize, okay, what does this say about me?
But why? Counseling session ongoing.
Yes, go ahead.
No.
Oh, tell me why.
No. Yes, in terms of, because like you said, all these other things that happened, they didn't hurt you as much as those words that I do not need you. Why do you feel that hurt, Matt? Is it because you wanted to be needed by this person? Is it something that, not to say that, not soothe your ego, but did that make you feel special to this other person's life, that when she told you, I don't need you?
First of all, yes, I like soothe my ego. That's important. Even as I'm very cognizant of the fact that I need my ego massaged.
Yes.
I'm very much aware of that.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that, and because even as a guy, that's a very key thing. And it was the fact that she did not need me, and that was like, okay, cool. Does this devalue me as a person when it actually comes to? Then you, of course, you go through that case scenario. Now, people usually go through that when it actually happens to cheating. That went through that with those words. And I was like, okay, cool. This is very interesting. Then now, from there, that's when even now I developed. Now, when you go into the next relationship, then now you go into that little baggage, but then now you realize that because every relationship you come in with more information based on the past.